Thank you for tuning in to tutorial 2 of our Java programming tutorials for Java game development, and we're going to be continuing on making our Java text-based game in this episode. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and remove this line that we made in our previous episode, and what we're going to actually do is we're going to create a method. Now this method, you can name it whatever you want, although I always make my methods public unless I don't want any other things to be able to access them, considering we're not using object-oriented programming right now and we're just going to keep everything simple and in one class. This really doesn't matter, so you don't even need to type public, you could just type void, although it's a good practice to name things public usually. So we're going to say public void, and I'm going to go ahead and say draw login welcome screen. Okay, and you're going to need your parentheses just like this. Now most people don't know this, but you do always want the first the first word in a void to be lowercase, followed by all the additional words to be uppercase. Keep in mind that you cannot have a space in the name of a void, but if you wanted to do that, you would do something like this. You would use underscores. Okay, but we're not going to do that because that's not very good programming practice. Now in here, we're going to go ahead and actually make another void real quick, and we're going to make it public void send message. Now what this is going to do is actually it's going to send the message of whatever you want it to send. So I'm going to go system.println, okay, system.out.println, I'm sorry about that. And we're going to go ahead and just type message in here. Now up here, this is called a parameter. We're putting string message. Okay, now how this is going to work is this is going to print a line with the message, whatever is passed through this argument right here. So let's say down here we type send message, and then there's a string. You see how this works right here? And we're going to go ahead and just write welcome to, and we're going to use concatenation again, and we're going to type in game name, so it's going to pull this string. So we're going to go ahead and see what this does here. We're up here, we're going to go ahead and call draw welcome screen. Okay, so because we want it to start the welcome screen, also known as starting the game, right after we actually construct everything. So let's go ahead and click run on this and see what we get. Okay, and it says welcome to my text-based game. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to add a few more variables up here. I'm going to add a string player name, which is going to be the player's name. I'm going to add some more integers down here, which is going to be int current player experience and int player experience to level. Okay, now you can do whatever formula you want for your experience to level, although I usually just use your current experience level times 1.1. So what we're going to do here is we're actually just going to go ahead and leave this for right now actually, so we'll come back to that in a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and comment it as player leveling, and we can actually just go ahead and add the int player level right here as well. Okay, so for the string player name, what we're going to need to do here is we're going to go ahead and write a little bit more of a storyline. Okay, so send message, and once again these can be whatever you want. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. You seem to have fallen from the castle and bumped your head. Send message. Do you remember your name? Okay, and what we're actually going to do down here is we're going to do system.out.print, because this one does everything on the same line, and put an open caret and close it. Okay, and now go ahead and save that and click on run, and you should see the following. Welcome to my text-based game. You seem to have fallen from the castle and bumped your head. Do you remember your name? Now, it's right here, it's prompting you to input something. Okay? I'm actually going to add another one of those just because I like the way they look. Alright, now what we're going to do here is we're going to actually call for the player's input. So we're going to get what he types and print it to the screen and save it as a variable. So how we're going to do that is called the scanner. Now this is just like naming a variable. So scanner, my scanner name equals new scanner system.in, and that means system.input. Now it's going to go ahead and pop up red here. Just hover your mouse over it and click import scanner. And what this actually does is it'll import this up here at top, which allows us to use it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to want to set our player name to whatever the player types in here. So go ahead and get player name equals my scanner name dot next line. And what this does is it gets the line that the player typed, and it'll save it as player name. Now, like I said, you can name this anything. So if I wanted to rename this to player name input getter, or just, let's say, scanner with a lowercase s, you could go ahead and do that, and you would just change the name in both lines. Okay, so now what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to do another send message, and to send message always makes things happen on the next line. Basically, the print allows more text to appear on that same line. So we're going to go ahead and send a message. So your name is, and let's go ahead and use concatenation again and grab the player name. Now we're going to go ahead and save that, and we're going to hit the play button and see what we get here. Now it should prompt you to input whatever you want, so just type in whatever, and it'll say, so your name is Bob. Okay, if you have gone ahead and gotten this done, I would like to congratulate you on completing tutorial 2 of our Java game programming tutorials, and I will see you for episode 3.